Order in the court.
And welcome to another episode of Rap in Order. I'm First Class Regg.
I'm Taurian B.
How you doing today, sir? Oh shit!
How you do that?
What did I do? I don't know. Oh yeah. All right. I think it's other ones too. I don't know.
Wait, how you do that? What's going on here?
I think it's you can't do that. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway,
okay.
For people that are listening, I was making gestures on my computer and a bunch of like confetti and shit. And it's like different ones. You can do like balloons and shit. I be on work meetings all day, man. This is what I learned.
Very cool. Very cool.
Oh yeah, man. But how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Listening to a lot of new music. Did you hear this Sexy Red project?
I didn't listen to the whole project. I listened to maybe like 4 or 5 joints because she got really good chemistry with Tay Keith. Tay Keith just knows how to rap his beats with her voice. Like it just works.
Yeah, I mean it's not hard if she keep making the same song over and over again.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I go back and forth on how I feel about Sexy Red because like
I don't think it's like hate or anything like that. I'm just like, all right, I just accept her for what she is able to like do as an artist. Like she's limited, but she says a lot of cool, like she says a lot of funny shit. So
yeah, and it works, and it's just like I be listening, like some people be like, oh, that's disgusting, or why would you put out that message, blah blah blah, and it's like, well, you also got to consider there are women like Sexy Red that feel like they're being heard or seen. There are women like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's just like you can't just have all these women be positive, quote unquote, positive representations of whatever you think it should be positive or aspire to be. There's women that are really like this, like that.
Yeah, that just want to shake their ass, that don't their baby daddy ain't shit, like all of that stuff, and you know,
shit. And she has her audience for that. Just like in the early 2000s, it was Kaya. Kaya, you know what I mean? Like My Neck, My Back. This is just Kaya on 20.
Yeah. Kaya is the reason why women want to start getting their pussy ate.
Yo, remember that?
Yes.
That's how old we are.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Remember back in the day? I don't eat pussy.
Yeah, I don't eat pussy. Don't say I eat, dude.
What? Yeah, that was a fight. Remember that? That was a fight back then. It's crazy, right?
Yeah, man. We've us millennials have been through a time, man. Like we're in that in between phase where we seen it all because we seen before and after the internet. It's been a lot to adjust to. So we just kind of
that's very true.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, like what else? What else is though? Oh, Vince Staples. Did you check out Vince?
I started it, but I didn't finish it. Vince Staples is he's a very good artist. I just hate that like it doesn't, people don't catch on. Like people aren't catching on to like Vince Staples and his genius, what he could do musically. Like people
I think this gonna be the one.
This one, I hope so. Like I said, I'm a big Vince Staples fan, so I mean I'm here for it. But like I just don't think that like people are catching on to like what Vince is able to like bring musically. And I don't know what it's going to take to change that, but maybe this will be the project. I'm gonna finish listening to it. I do think that what Killer Mike did with this last project for a lot of artists like Vince Staples will be able to get recognized more. I think they'll be able to get more attention for what they do.
Yeah, I see your point because Killer Mike more so like the kind of the underdog kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, like you have somebody like Kendrick that can make like essentially Good Kid, Mad City for a lot of people. Like it could have been like another mixtape or underground rap album, but it went mainstream and it crossed him over. Yeah. So some people say that. So I'm like, Killer Mike proved that you don't have to become like this big superstar rapper to be successful and get recognized. Right. So what I'm saying with Vince Staples, if Killer Mike can like do that and gain that notoriety. I'm like, Vince Staples is oozing charisma and he's younger.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think like that like that's where the opportunity lies with that.
He's funny. He has the internet.
Yes,
People love him without even knowing that he makes music.
Right, and he's already shown like with his television show that's on Netflix, and like he's acted in a few things. He was in the movie Dope, and I'm pretty sure he was in something else, but Dope was the most notable. I think that like he's gonna continue to excel and get more notoriety for like his talent.
Yeah, he was on Abbott Elementary. Like he had a recurring role on that. So like he'll be fine. He's already making that transition.
Right.
But yeah, when you do get to it, let me know because
okay, yeah, no, I definitely am. I've actually kind of been listening to Rhapsody a lot. I really enjoy her new project.
Oh yeah. Rhapsody, I was enjoying. I was surprised that our friend Q, Quincy, I should say, wasn't he's a huge Rhapsody fan. And so I was curious to know what he thought of it. And he was like, nah, it didn't really catch me, which surprised me because when I went to it, I was like, yo, this sounds dope. And I'm not the typical Rhapsody fan because my knock on Rhapsody has always been she raps like she's doing poetry. And I like the delivery sounds like a poetry word.
Yeah.
So it just kind of always threw me off a little bit. But
well, for me, this album was so personal.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, I'm getting to know her. So like that caught my attention because her other projects were conceptual. So it was kind of like I'm like, well, all right, like this could be anybody. She could be like, telling me a story about one of her friends, a relative, anything. I want to know about her. I want to be invested in you. And this project actually made me care about her.
Mm-hmm.
The other two, Layla's Wisdom and Eve, didn't make me care about her.
Yeah. I see.
Like, I mean, obviously, like I don't want any harm to come to her, but what I'm saying, it made me like care about the artist, like what makes her tick, and like talking about things that are relatable. You know what I'm saying, like relatives getting older, love, like things like that. Like, you know what I'm saying, like I'm like, oh, and she created this project during the pandemic. I watched pretty much all of her interviews and everything, and I was like, yo, like this project is like the one that like her other two projects let me know she could rap, but this project made me a fan.
Mm-hmm. It was definitely more personal. Did you listen to Tierra Whack's album when it came out?
I didn't, and I need to. I fucked up. I need to listen to it. I didn't lock it.
Yeah, no, it came out at kind of a weird time, but her album was very personal. She talks about suicidal thoughts. It digs deep. And I think because it digs, I think it digs so deep that it turns some people off. But I've always been a Tierra Whack fan, and I listened to it back then. Like I've probably listened to it 2 or 3 times, and I was like, damn, that's not what I really wanted from her. Because I think people went into it. She kind of set this expectation because from her last project, which was like 15 songs but a minute each, Whack World, that came out like some years ago. That was so experimental, but it had like this bubbly feel to it because you had a video to every song, and they just leads together, super creative. And I think people, people wanted her to kind of just keep doing that, but she exposed more of herself on this. But when you get to it, let me know because I'm interested to see.
Tierra Whack. Tierra Whack is an interesting artist. I was around her for South by Southwest one year. Like she was she was very nice to fans, but she also was like very like protective of her space. So
yeah.
Right when I was just like, like I don't think she's doing well with fame, but I'm to it and see.
I can definitely see that her struggling with fame. I can see that.
Yeah, like she was very nice to us, but like she did not want motherfuckers touching her, which I understand. Like, I don't know you.
Very respectful. I remember I seen Earl Sweatshirt and I asked him if I could take a photo of him.
I was with you.
Yeah. He was like, nah. I was like, all right, cool, man.
Yeah.
You keep doing you.
But God, I wish when I
had. Yeah. So anyway, today we're getting into this mixtape from this rapper that has been around for like the tail end of the 90s, right? Going into the 2000s, he came around and he was doing mixtape runs. He first started popping up on High 97 on DJ Clue and doing freestyles and stuff, going up there every week to just do freestyles, and people was looking forward to that. And he built his name off of that, like organically on the radio, before he transitioned into doing mixtapes, into doing features, into coming out with his debut. And then he kind of just coasted from there. And then, like, you know, back then I had wrote that article of like expecting more from him. And that did like what it did. And it exposed a lot of hardcore Fab fans that like came at me back then. And I got thick skin for that type of shit. I don't care. But it let me know that people was really huge Fab fans, and myself included. I was a huge Fab fan. And, you know, I said the name, I kind of wanted to allude to it, but talking about Fab, talking about FAB, the tape that we're getting into is the Soul tape. Now, the whole reason why I was even bringing up his build up as an MC was because people kind of felt like he dipped off. So that's an important part in his arc, right?
Mm-hmm.
People felt like he dipped off, and I think every now and then when he feels that people think he may have dipped off artistically, he'll drop something to remind people, and then he disappears again, right? So we got Soul Tape. It was released in 2011, which was an interesting year for rap in itself and for mixtapes in general. This tape had 14 tracks. It was called Soul Tape because obviously, you know, the beat selections, the samples, all of that is super like soulful, leans into that, and Fab is really good with those. What did you think about this tape drop at that time?
When I heard it, I was really excited because the first song that we got was him rapping over Devil in a New Dress. Produced by Mike Dean and Bank, who both argue over who really did the beat. Mike Dean redid the beat of that Bank sent in. So I was like excited because like what I envisioned was him like taking like, you know, soul samples that like a Kanye or Just Blaze would use. And I was a little disappointed with some of his selection for the soul samples.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was like, damn, like this doesn't seem like a very like I was like, damn, the process for this wasn't very like concise, or whoever he's working with doesn't have a large, vast knowledge of soul samples.
Yeah.
I just wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with the product. I know a lot of people liked it. The rapping was elite, but my biggest issue was that the soul samples that he chose weren't it kind of like were disappointing, and his features on this project was disappointing.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I've never been able to put that what you just said in words, but I was like, man, I like Soul Tape, but it's revered. Like niggas revere this. Like, yo, Soul Tape, Soul Tape, Soul Tape. And when you listen to it, there's some like soul samples in there, but it's very like it's not as much as you would think. Like when you think,
and it's a mixtape.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, it's not an album. Like, nigga, you don't gotta worry about getting shit cleared. Nigga, just put it on there. Like, so that's why I was very confused. Okay, like, I'm sorry, like I'm a bit like people like, you know, like somebody that like I really like hold a high regard, like low key, like loves this project. And I'm just like, what the fuck is so special about this project? Like, you gotta think about it. Like, we are spoiled by people like Just Blaze, Kanye West, and Bank. Like, so like we have an album like of The Blueprint, right? Where it's so sample heavy, like some of the best soul samples like ever. Shit, even like some of the soul samples on the Dynasty album.
Yeah.
And then we get the Soul Tape, and I'm like, yo, he got free reign to fucking dig in the crates and get whatever fucking soul samples he wants. It's a mixtape, and he can't get sued by nobody.
Yeah.
And like it kind of felt like he was taking like a different approach. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why the fuck is In the Morning on here? I don't want that song on here. No, give me no, bro. Go get a fucking Lou Rawls sample and rap over that shit, nigga.
Yeah. That's the name.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, where the Al Green at? Where the fucking
where the Al Green at, bro?
Where the Marvin? Like, you can't even get sued for Marvin for a mixtape.
Yeah.
You could
like go crazy.
Yeah.
Like, get a James Brown sample. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, get an Isaac Hayes sample. Like, there were so many people like Otis Redding. Like, yo, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
I was so like, it frustrates me. So like,
Yeah.
even when I hear people hail it, I'm like, okay, lyrically, like Fab was doing his thing. But
Fab
as
sounded
far
great on
as
the
soul
tape.
samples,
Mhm.
fuck out of here.
Fab sounded really good on the tape. I think it was just a turn that people really liked, and also, you know how sometimes people just group albums with the time that it came. So like with this coming out in 2011, and this was a big year.
Yeah, there's a list. I got a list of the albums if you want to hear them.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, no, I'm sorry, the mixtapes. I'm not even listening to albums.
Yeah.
I'm listening to mixtapes that came out this year. House of Balloons by The Weeknd, Nostalgia Ultra by Frank Ocean, Triple X by Danny Brown, Live Love ASAP by ASAP Rocky, True Real Legend by 2 Chainz, Returner Forever by Big Crit, Friend of the People by Lupe Fiasco, Covert Coop by Currency, Fear of God by Pusha T, Cabin Fever by Wiz Khalifa, Best Day Ever, Mac Miller, Dream Chasers by Meek Mill, which I could argue probably was the biggest mixtape of that year.
That's another one that could have been an album.
Yes.
Yeah.
True Story by Future, Well Done Part 2 by Tyga, Sorry for the Wait from Lil Wayne, Just Read Up by YG, The Marathon Continues by Nipsey Hussle, and the 111 Theory by Wale.
Okay. Yeah. So it was a lot of stiff competition that year, and Fab stood out because one, he has a tenure. So it's he has a tenure. Out of all those artists, he had been around probably the longest, and I think we just wanted to see something new from him, and this came at the right time for him.
This could have been the blueprint, bro. Like I don't fucking get it. Actually, I'm sorry. Me and First Class Seat was going back and forth today because like he was trying to justify it. He was like, well, he couldn't get songs cleared, to put on this project. And I was just like, well, okay, this was a mixtape, bro. And he was like, oh, well, I mean, for like his major project, that's why he made this mixtape. And I'm like, that's fine. I was like, but this mixtape wasn't that good. And like Fab had I felt like Def Jam was giving him everything that he needed and he wanted. Like, and he was like, well, Jay had left at one point. I'm like, yo, bro, he was fabulous. He was a 10-year artist. He was proving that he can make crossover hits and get on the Billboard. Like, I'm just telling you that I think that he didn't have good creatives on his team because this shit really don't make sense, bro. Like, I enjoyed his mixtape. Like, I don't hate this mixtape, but
it's just a missed opportunity in there.
It was a super missed opportunity.
Yeah.
And he made more of these shits, and like you got even less soul samples on it.
Yeah, but in his catalog, there's certain things that people just hold in high regard. Like I haven't listened to Summertime Shootout in a minute. I want to see how that aged too.
People got that shit tattooed on them, bro. I'll give them that.
Yeah, they can they can have that. But yeah, no, like this project, regardless of some of its flaws in that department, in the creative department, it got some standouts. I mean, it kicks off with Pain, that instrumental. We know that instrumental. That's with Above the Rim. Like it's a strong opener in my opinion.
It's a strong opener, but I just wish he named the mixtape something else and didn't sell us on the fact that there was like bro, like how, like, okay, it's a strong opener, but like for the soul tape.
But okay, I would have still gave that to him though, because if you open it with this, it's a good opener, but then the next one, it's a good one too. Because the next one is Wolves in Sheep Clothing, which is the Devil in a New Dress instrumental.
Right. That's the Devil in a New Dress instrumental, right?
So it's a good one too. I think Pain is like, it's a good opener because, with a lot of soul songs, some of them sing from that perspective of pain. A lot of them do come from that perspective.
I get it. I'm just, I'm telling you, I'm absolutely admitting, yes, I had in my head what this project would sound like already, and it didn't meet my expectations.
Yeah.
I'm admitting that. I'm not admitting that. I'm not delusional. Like, yeah, like, yes.
Yeah, no. So I mean, so from there, I gave him some leeway. Like it's like, all right, yeah, you can get away with that, even though it's not a soul sample, because we're going to wolf in sheep clothing. And I always enjoy a Paul Kane verse. I don't know. It's just me. I do.
It's the NASA's.
Yeah. I do. I don't know. I like listening to Paul Kane. It's not like I'm gonna go look for a Paul Kane project, but when he comes on, I listen.
That man is the NASA's, bro.
Yeah. So I like him, and then really though it has like, it's not a soul sample. I hate the chorus, but
That chorus. Have you noticed that?
Huh?
He sucks at choruses. He's terrible at them.
Trying to think of a good Fab chorus
that he did.
Yeah. A good Fab chorus that he did. I don't know, cause he be singing. I don't like what
a lot of his tolerable or good hooks were given to him by the producer already, ready made.
Yeah. I guess I never realized that.
Yeah, man. He's not good at hooks, bro. Like Fabolous is that ball player that like dribbles a little bit too much, and he needs to like, kind of come and be like, hey, you need to pass the ball 2 times before you touch it again. Shit like,
damn, Fab. Okay, all right. So from really though, we go into That's Not Love, soul sample, and you got Wayne on there.
Yeah, but this is a I Can't Feel My Face throwaway. You could tell because Wayne.
You could tell because that didn't even sound like 2011 Wayne.
It was, you could tell that was a throwaway from like some sessions that Wayne had, and like, Fab got on it, and then he was like, "Yo, can I use it?" And Wayne was like, "Sure." I got hundreds more of those where those came from.
Wayne's like, "Nigga, I don't even remember doing that."
Yeah, he probably don't remember doing that damn song.
You can have it. I got 800 more where that came from.
Right.
But it's a great Wayne feature nonetheless. And then you got Leaving You, great Bitter Rats. Mac, but he had a line on there, Macking at the house, iPad. It's like, bro.
Yeah, it was getting to that point, but Fab is really good at breakup songs. I guess like,
he's good at love songs too.
He's good at love songs and he's good at breakups. Yeah. That's his bag. Like, modern era LL Cool J when it comes to making those kind of songs. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And then your favorite, the In the Morning one.
No purpose. Like, he should have put this on another project. Like my issue is that, like, it's not that the song is good or not good. Like, it doesn't belong on what the fuck you giving us. That's like if I say I'm making the rock and roll album and I don't use rock and roll samples. Like, I use jazz or some shit. Like,
yeah. That was some people's beef with Cowboy Carter. When I think about that, because toward the end of the album, she kind of steers away from country, and she offers like that old school. I mean, technically you can justify it with saying she said this is not a country album, it's a Beyonce album, right? She did say that.
She said that.
Yeah, she did say that. But then at the end, it is, when you look at where it is categorized on DSP East, it's under country. Like,
so, I think she did her own interpolation. I think the difference is with that one, she did her own interpolation of what she would want her country album to sound like. So that's why I gave Beyonce bail on that.
Yeah. It's interesting, but the In the Morning song, it's not bad, like you said.
It was like it's a dope song. A lot of my beef won't be that the songs are whack or that Fabolous isn't rapping well. Is the fact that is not within the concept, so my mind won't allow me to enjoy it how I should.
Yeah, he didn't take the time to build out this project. He just was like, saute.
Yeah.
So
I forgot. Like there was a meaning for the acronym and everything. Did I write that shit down or was I too mad? Yeah, I was too mad. I didn't write it down.
oh, the meaning acronym. Yeah, let me look that up.
There's a meaning for it, like that he had. I forgot like what he said. He said I forgot, but yeah, look it up. He has it there somewhere.
Stand for the science of understanding Loso.
Come on, Regg.
Stand for the science of understanding Loso.
Regg. Like 2 Chainz is worse than this. Like I thought 2 Chainz was like the absolute worst, but nah, this nigga is.
Wow. Okay. The acronym was then
nigga playing our face, bro.
Huh?
You see how this nigga plays in our face with this shit? Understand? So nigga, you don't give us anything personal about you, bro. Like what?
Yeah. So that's what he said it was gonna stand for. He said it was written as an acronym. So technically, it's not supposed to build on just soul samples. It's supposed to be about him, right? But it doesn't really dive that deep into anything.
That makes that. If you about to tell me that, that's even worse.
Yeah, I mean,
you about to tell me he made an album about him and they don't tell us shit about him?
Yeah, he said. So this is his quote. He said, I actually had it as an acronym. Over time, I didn't want to send the tape in one direction and have people thinking a certain way, so I just named it the Soul Tape.
It still had us thinking a certain way because he literally told us that it was a soul album with nothing but soul.
Yeah. He said,
it sounds like he can't just decide and make his mind up on shit. That's what it's.
Yeah. He was like, yeah, nah, I just called it Soul Tape. That's pretty much what he just said. Hey, yeah, nah, I just changed my mind halfway through. But anyway, and then we got what we got. Drugs.
You want to see what you want to hear what I wrote?
For that one? Yeah.
I ain't give a fuck about Paul Kane back then. I don't give a fuck about Paul Kane now. Fab having Paul Kane around is like Greek freak having the Nassus on the basketball team.
Oh my god. Damn, you went crazy. Yeah, no, I wrote that it was great wordplay. Production is great. Like I said, man, I like listening to Paul Kane. I don't know. I only listen to Paul Kane when it comes to Fab features. There's nothing else that I
ever want to see the Nassus play basketball is when Giannis plays basketball.
Yeah, there's nowhere else that I hear Paul Kane. Okay, what about Y'all Don't Hear Me Though?
I want to know what happened to Regg Cafe.
I wrote down the same thing. What the fuck happened to Regg Cafe?
Regg Cafe was like an East Coast OT Genesis. He always got a single.
Yeah, he always had one.
Got a single.
I always remember that interview on Breakfast Club with Cassie and Regg Cafe.
Tell me more. I don't remember that.
Yeah, Cassie and Regg Cafe were on the Breakfast Club. And I remember Charlemagne saying, was it the Breakfast Club or the show that he had before that? I don't know. But they were on there. They were on the show. He was talking to them both. And he was like, y'all are never going to come out with album. And that's back when he was like like dark patches Charlemagne. Like not
yeah.
He was like, y'all are never. And so they laughed. And he was like, y'all albums is never going to come out. Like there's no way. Like y'all on Bad Boy, the albums is never coming out or whatever. And Regg Cafe was like, yo, I'll bet you that we coming out. And he was like, I'm willing to take that bet. Y'all are not coming out with albums.
Charlemagne was right.
Yeah.
I like Regg Cafe had some. I just didn't like to look at him. He's scary to me, all the freckles and shit. But
yeah.
Regg Cafe musically, I fuck with it. Yeah. I don't know where he's at now though. It's like he just.
I don't either. And he was supposed to be that guy.
Yeah, from New York. Like I don't know what happened, but I enjoyed Regg Cafe. Next up is Phone Numbers.
Yeah, man. That was the Wiz beat. That was from Cabin Fever. That song. Yeah. The beat is hard.
Isn't the sample Queen We Are the Champions?
Is it?
I believe it is.
I can look that up right now. Let me see. Phone numbers. Yes, We Are the Champions.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a great flip on We Are the Champions.
Yes, it is.
Damn. That's a great flip. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. That's a really good flip. That one was good. Highlight on here for me though. Mo Brooklyn, Mo Harlem, Mo Southside with Vado and Lloyd Banks.
Yeah, but I guess like I didn't want that. I didn't want like I like this song, the original by AZ, and I was like, I don't need this.
Okay. I really enjoyed Lloyd Banks on here. Really enjoyed Lloyd Banks on here.
Yeah, I like Banks's flow.
Yeah.
And it's cool.
I like when Banks raps with Fab anyway, like in general. Like they just sound good. Riesling Rolling Papers.
Song puts me to sleep, bro. Like this is really where you start losing me.
Yeah, it's not really the one. And then for Slow Down, I wrote Damn Train.
I just yawned.
Yeah. That's and then Payback Music. Terrible. The rap, you know, I love Maybach Music, you know, the series. So it's a great beat selection. The chorus is terrible. Terrible. And then we rap with You Be Killing Them with Ryan Leslie. The remix with Neo.
That I'm not a fan of like that.
I liked it back then. I haven't heard it in years. I hadn't heard it in years. But I did like the remix.
Yeah,
and Ryan Leslie has great chemistry with Fab.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it like that. I was like, oh.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, I think overall, Fab did what he needed to do with this project. I think what he was trying to do, which is let niggas know he's still out here and that he's still active and that he can still rap. And I think he proved that. I think where he fell short with this project was that I don't think he took as much time building out the concept.
At all. I don't think he thought this shit through at all. Like I was pissed. I'm still pissed.
Yeah, he didn't build this concept out, and the features, like he could have got some better features.
Yo, bro, he didn't have good features on this. I'm pretty sure like maybe he probably worked on this project like and like it probably didn't take him long to like get this project out. But yeah. I just thought it was kind of like lazy. Like, you know, like, I think he kind of just was like, I'm fabulous. Like, all right, I'll give you another reason. The There Is No Competition mixtape series was phenomenal to me.
Yeah, I love that.
I think that project should be held more than this project. This project, it just felt like really lazy to me.
Yeah. Funeral Fab. There's No Competition. I remember there was like this long delay for There's No Competition 3 with DJ Drama.
Right.
And at the time, Fab was a Twitter nigga. So he would go on Twitter and he would be trolling about Drama taking so long. And There's No Competition was fire. That was a really good take.
Yeah.
Fire. But yeah, I think you want to get to your rating?
Yo, my rating, I'm sorry, Phyllis was just texting me something. My rating for this project, I give it a solid 3 out of 5 waffles. Like I said, I know that like my critique make it sound like I like this project a lot less, but I know the rapping is superior and the beats don't suck. I'm just mad that that it wasn't what he told us it was going to be, a soul sample heavy mixtape.
Yeah. And I can agree with that. I think I can also give it a 3. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. I think Fab, it's always nice to hear Fab rap when he wants to. I'll say that. And I think he could have did a better job at picking these beats. You know, it started off. It's a very top heavy project, and toward the tail end, you got some highlights in there, but I think this series gets better as it progresses. Though I will say that, you know, you got some highlights from him as this progressed. I think this was a shot. This was just kind of just to see what happens with this. 2 got better, and I think 3 got better too. So it was a good start off point. It was an okay start off point, I'll say.
Yeah, it was an okay start off point. I also just have like really, I've always had like I always grade there are certain rappers where I like have them on like a certain like level where I think they should have gotten that they didn't get to. And for me with Fabolous, he's one of those people. And it's kind of like I'm disappointed. I'm pretty sure Fab is happy with his life. Like I think he probably has a great life, like generational money for his children. Like, you know, he's probably been able to do amazing things for his family. But I personally think that Fabolous should be respected and held as one of the greatest rappers of all time. And I'm pretty sure many people do, but like, you know what it like, the people know what I mean. Like, all right, the same way how like Jadakiss is like respected, like Jadakiss might have not reached like the heights as far as like a crossover artist, but I felt like Fabolous had both. He had the streets and he had crossover ability. And I just felt like
I think we put a lot on him though. We did put a lot on Fab because when Hove, you remember, if I remember, you remember, that, from back then,
gave him When the Money Goes and everything.
Yeah, that was like we saw that as the torch pass because Hove was retired. We saw like the video. We saw like him going to Def Jam. It was like
I got it. I know exactly what it was. At the time when he was supposed to basically like take his seat at the throne, the blog era was on the rise. And I'm not going to say that he didn't embrace people from the blog era, but like he didn't really like get in tune with them. He ain't get in tune with the little niggas.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like, you know, you got your Kendrick, you got like him and Drake, like they had something, but like then they fell out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they had Thrown in the Bag and they did a song together, but it just kind of like felt like Fab just kind of like was like, oh, these new niggas is coming. Okay, cool. It wasn't like he stayed strong, like how like Jay and like Nas and other people when new artists were coming up.
It's almost like he was like, oh, these new niggas are coming. Like, all right, let me get out the way.
Yeah, and like it seemed like he got out of their way.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and that pisses me the hell off.
That's true. That's a good point. That's a good take.
Yeah.
But Fab, nonetheless, he still has his spot. You know, people still respect Fab highly. You know, he's just, and he drops when he wants. He kind of just has that freedom of like dropping whatever he wants, doing all these quick YouTube videos. I think he's on a freestyle run as we speak. He's just been dropping YouTube videos. You know?
Yeah. At least he's giving us music, not doing what Joel Santana does.
Oh yeah. It's over for Joel. So I don't really hear.
I'm in the studio, yo.
Yeah, I don't want to hear from him anymore. But yeah, we can wrap this up. You guys, watchers, viewers, listeners, let us know what you think of Fab's career. Not only just that, but just revisit the soul tapes. Like they're all available on streaming right now, and let us know what you think. I'm First Black Regg,
and I'm Taurian B,
and we're out of here.
Ice cream.
I know.
Dun dun.